Hi guys, welcome back to Wakefulness Theology. My name is Messenger Paula. Let's just get to the topic at hand for the moment. We're talking about the secret meaning, and last week the video was very powerful. That was only Yahushua who was speaking because that was really powerful. That was really powerful for me. Ruach HaKodesh, she came and she spoke, man. That was powerful. I hope you guys saw that video, and if you haven't, please go back and look at it. We talked in that video a lot about understanding the deception, and at the end of this series, we'll talk more about it to recap everything. Today, we're going to tackle the ring and the meeting place, here. Pretty much in these TV shows, you can see the meeting place in Troll Hunters, which is Troll Market. You can see the meeting place in The Hobbit, which is when Bilbo Baggins puts on the ring, okay? And I had dreams about these situations, and that's why it came up. And also, there's a second point about the ring that we need to talk about. So let's just get started. Sometimes I feel like it's cheating when I mirror other people's videos, but this is so hard. This stuff is so hard to explain. When you find someone who explains it well, just let them do it. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. If it's done, just let it be done, you know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Relax and let it float. So here we are. This is On Point Preparedness. I really like his channel, and he is mirroring Truth Media Revolution. So instead of going back and getting the original video, I'm mirroring his video because I feel like he adds points to the original video that really helps to clarify things. So feel free to go and look at the video. It's talking about the 88 paradox, and this is very important because, as I said, we're going to start talking about time travel, and we're talking about the true meeting place where Jesus will meet us, bring us to safety. Revelation, the woman of Revelation 12 in the wilderness, which is a spiritual dimensional type of travel. And we're talking about the false meeting place, which is AI, this web of technological innovations that will spring upon humanity suddenly all at the same time within the next few years, which will create another meeting place, a false meeting place, an artificial. We're talking about the difference between Pi, the Christ mind, or AI, the global brain. They are two worlds that are going to be created and exist at the same time, parallel, okay? Because the evil ones, Satan and his army, they know that their time is short. They know they're going to be defeated, so they need to catch as many bees as they can. Bees in the trap, bees in the trap, bees in the trap. I don't even know that song. I just know the chorus, and I knew what it meant. They need to catch as many bees with the honey as they can, and so they're using this false meeting place, okay? This false meeting place involves Cern, okay? So it's very complicated to explain. That's why I'm just gonna let them play it. And no pun intended, it's about 8 minutes long, okay? At the end of the video, you're going to understand the importance of 8. All right, I'll see you in about 8 minutes.
For the past year or so, I've been obsessed with the subject of time. It's fascinating to me, especially after researching Saturn and its association with time. So when I see a story from earlier this year that was reported on by the corporate media and many other outlets about a British man that was supposedly trapped in a deja vu time loop for 8 years, I saw another piece to this time puzzle. From a Live Science article, quote, "The haunting sensation was stronger than just a feeling of familiarity. The man said he felt that every present moment he was reliving the past," end quote. In researching this topic for about a year or so now, I've discovered the significance of the number 8 and its connection to time. I've covered this briefly before, and others covered it more extensively, like Enter the Stars on YouTube. It's no coincidence that 8 is the number for this deja vu time loop that this man allegedly experienced. It's also no coincidence that an hourglass is shaped like an 8. 8 represents the construct of time. That's why 8 is another variation of the Ouroboros, the snake eating itself, which has everything to do with time. And this suspicious story, as I saw it, brought to mind the film Source Code, which features a plot about a deja vu time loop computer program called the Source Code, where a man's consciousness is sent back in time to relive the final 8 minutes, the last 8 minutes in someone else's body, attempting to create an alternate timeline of reality. So we have a time loop that is set to 8 minutes, the final 8 minutes of someone's existence. When you realize the occult significance of 8 and its relation to time, it all begins to make sense. Even some of the film's promo art featured an 8 as the hourglass, because this is exactly what the number 8 is. So if 8 represents a reality, a construct of time, what happens when there are two 8s, double 8, 88? Well, we now have the convergence of two realities, two worlds colliding. When worlds collide, therefore 88 represents a dimensional rip in space-time, the opening of a portal. This is of course why the Back to the Future DeLorean must go 88 in order to create the tear in the fabric. This is why in another 80s film called Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension features a time travel vehicle called the HB-88. I stumbled upon an episode of the old TV series called Goosebumps, which is based on the extremely popular and controversial Goosebumps book series of children's fiction horror, and these books were shockingly popular, and I of course read them myself. As it turns out, if you do a little research on Goosebumps and its dark history, you'll realize why it was so popular. In the episode called The Cuckoo Clock of Doom, a child travels back in time by turning the head of the cuckoo backwards. In attempting to get back to his original timeline, he accidentally breaks the number 88 off the clock. This year represented the year his younger sister was born, therefore erasing her from existence. Again, you will always see the number 8 playing a critical role in anything relating to time or time travel. This is why in the time travel film Donnie Darko, it takes place in 1988.
Time's going backwards!
Imagination. I think we got a writer on our hands. That'd make a great science fiction story, son. Time going backwards.
Another example is the very esoteric film Cabin in the Woods. We see a scene where someone attempts to escape an enclosed prison matrix reality that has been created for them and have been forced to be trapped in order to be ritually sacrificed to ancient gods called the Ancient Ones. In the scene, he tries to escape by accelerating his bike to reach the other side of the cliff, but dies upon colliding with the outer hexagonal grid shell that keeps them trapped, and sparks fly. This is why the number predominantly featured on his bike is 88. We see the collision of 88.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious
So you guys who have been following my channel for a while now know that I have the expression of the ancient world is resurfacing. And you can see here the infinity symbol or the double infinity symbol, the crashing of space and time, essentially represents two worlds colliding or two dimensions colliding. In 2 Thessalonians 2, when it talks about the man of lawlessness being revealed, specifically verse 7, it says, "The mystery of lawlessness is already at work. Only he who now restrains it will do so until he is out of the way, and then the lawless one will be revealed." And this is exactly what we're seeing, slowly and surely. Actually, it's not slow anymore. It's actually happening at quite a rapid pace. We're just seeing more and more occult symbology, and it doesn't even need to be occult or hidden anymore. It's actually quite blatant in our face. Here's some other examples of the 88 and how it's resurfacing in today's world. The HH, which was typically known as Hail Hitler, has now been peddled as a happy hippie parade. This has been spearheaded by Miley Cyrus. But again, the HH, or alphanumerically 88. Another one here is the quote-unquote Christian band False Prophets, or 21 Prophets, should I say. You can see them here with the double H symbol, and you can see all their fans making the H symbol with their hands. And what I also thought was interesting was the One World Trade Center had a tribute in light, and the 2 pillars of light that were blasted into the sky were comprised of 88 spotlights. And we all know the 9/11 tragedy was a false flag used in ritualistic sacrifice. Another recent yet prevalent example of the HH or 88 symbology is in this article. The store HH Gregg is closing, 88 stores in 2017. This was dated March 2nd. And if you didn't already know, the retail industry has closed a record 8,640 stores in 2017. Guys, the stock market and this whole so-called recovery to the economy is a 100% complete falsehood. They are simply waiting on the right timing to pull the plug so this whole system unravels and the 2 worlds definitively collide. I just want to tie this back to a lot of my ancient studies. I've done a lot of videos on the Babylonian sun wheel, and also, how many spokes does the Babylonian sun wheel have? It has 8 spokes. Interestingly, Cern also has an octagonal shape. And last but not least, since my channel is focused heavily on Rome and the Vatican, I take you to St. Peter's Basilica Square, where in the middle there is an obelisk which acts as an Egyptian sundial, and surrounded by it, again, are 8 spokes, just like the Babylonian sun wheel.
All right, so now you guys understand that all along in our TV shows, they've been talking about time travel. I'm really starting to feel that there is a manipulation of the timeline, or at least they're trying, using Cern and these technologies that they have. Now, somebody might come on my channel and try to say that I'm crazy, but what I'm saying is science. Okay, they have said it themselves. I don't have time to go and prove it to you. You can look it up yourself. But I can post here some news articles or some science journals that say exactly what I'm saying. This is not conspiracy theory. This is just fact. They are opening portals. They are trying to travel through dimensions. They're trying to figure out how to do it. And they could, in theory, discover time travel. Okay, and I'm just being polite because I know that's what it's about. I'm telling you, that is what I have understood as the message. Okay. So here, Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. We're talking about the Prince of Persia here. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of time. Okay, so in the last video, we talked about the Prince of Persia a little bit, and there was a prophecy in there. I don't want to break that down right now, but just to say it follows the timeline. Guys, do count from the time I said 2014, and then instead of days, make it years here, and do the calculation. You'll see it falls in the same time frame. So we'll talk about that in another video. But here, with the changing of times and laws, they literally mean time. They're talking about manipulation of time and laws, the laws of nature. Okay, that's what they're trying to do, because they know that Yahushua is coming back, destruction is coming, judgment is coming, and they're trying to do everything they can with technology to get out of that, judgment, to stop it. Okay, that's what all these TVs are about, stopping judgment, stopping Yahushua from coming back. And if they can't stop him from coming back, stop us from going to him. Okay, there's two meeting places. One is a false meeting place, and one is the real meeting place. Are you guys with me? I hope it's making sense. I do. So in order to help people visualize this or understand this or digest this, we have more TV shows. Okay, so what we're going to do is break this TV show down, and then as you watch The Hobbit or as you watch Troll Hunters, you're going to have now other points to balance off of each other. So hopefully you can start to see these symbols and understand these symbols and how it works and what it actually means in real life. I at least that's my hope. That's how it has helped me to understand these concepts. Okay, so let's pray that you understand. So DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know if you guys have seen that TV show. I resisted watching it for the longest time. I just felt like it wasn't for me. It just seemed stupid and boring. But I'm in France and there's nothing on TV here, especially in the summer. Sometimes I just want to turn off my mind and just vegetate, which is almost impossible to do because everything I see, I can read the signs, and I have Wakefulness Theology, so it's very hard to find a TV show that I can't read. So I started watching the TV show, and lo and behold, there it was right in front of my face. So pretty much the TV show is about these characters. They're superheroes, and they come together. This guy right here is the captain. He brings them together, and he goes into a time ship, and the idea is he's a guardian of time, and something has gone wrong. There's an evil guy, and they have to assassinate this evil guy, so they have to find him in time and kill him, right? In the episode I'm going to show you, which is, I think it's episode 115. So it's season 1, episode 15, which makes 115, which happens to be the letter line that goes with this message. So I'll show you that in a minute. In the TV show, it's episode 15, season 1. They talk about the vanishing point. Okay, so this is very important because the vanishing point in the TV show, I'm going to show you. So I know it doesn't make sense right now, but unless you've seen the TV show. But I'm just giving you the main points now, and then I'm going to show you. Okay, so when they're talking about the vanishing point in the TV show, this is what the vanishing point is. It's like you can't see any further. Actually, what it symbolizes in the TV show is the false meeting place. That is what it's representing in the TV show. It's representing the singularity. You guys know what the singularity is. It's the point in time where humans and machines merge and become one. It is the foot of that statue of Nebuchadnezzar where the clay is trying to cleave to the iron, or vice versa. The iron is trying to cleave to the clay, but it shall not mix, and his foot shall be cut off, and the statue will fall. That is the vanishing point. That's what they're trying to create, and they have intended for that to be done in 2045, but with the current speed of things, it will probably happen sooner. Okay, maybe 2035. I really actually don't know. But that's what the vanishing point is in real life and being symbolically represented in the TV show. And you guys know I talked about Oculus, and now I'm not done. See this playlist right here, the Oculus, because I'm probably going to be preaching about that thing for the next 20 years. So if you can see right here, the vanishing point corresponds to the Oculus, or the eye point. The Oculus, the technology, is not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence. A vanishing point, when I was a kid, I was in art class, and that was one of the things the teacher taught me to draw was, the vanishing point. It's just something that you learn, in school. It's not some kind of sci-fi word. It is just here, when you're drawing in perspective. So how is it that they managed to get the word oculus in here, an eye point? If you guys don't know what oculus is yet, please find out. So that's what the vanishing point represents in this TV show that I'm going to show you. I told you about Cern, and I told you that with Cern, they are trying to create a parallel meeting place, a false meeting place that will entrap the saints, at least try to entrap the saints, as many of us as they can. And so here I just typed in Cern, the vanishing point, and you can see, extra dimensions, tiny black holes, Cern. What is Cern doing? Bizarre clouds over the Hadron Collider. The vanishing point, the rise of the invisible computer. A physicist disappears into a mini black hole created by Cern. So you guys can look this stuff up yourself, because I know some of the articles are real. When I say real, what I mean is when you are debating with someone who doesn't believe, you need to have certain references. You need certain references that everyone considers credible. So I believe, different things on the internet that might not be considered credible, So I want to present articles or information that is accepted widely and generally and for most people as credible, right? So I don't want to go through and try to find articles. You can do that yourself, but there are quote unquote credible articles out here. So here you have The Guardian. So I'm just telling you, it's not even conspiracy theory. It's written right here in black and white. The vanishing point is the singularity. It is the point where you have an invisible computer, because the computers are so small and so spread out everywhere that you don't even see them anymore. They're just a part of our life. That is the vanishing point. Are you guys with me? And that vanishing point is when we vanish. Okay? There's two vanishings that's happening. There's one where the saints are going to go to the wilderness and be safe for a times and a half, or however that works. And then there's going to be the vanishing point of the people who are going to be sucked into this beast system and trapped and chained to hell forever. Are y'all with me? There are two vanishing points. They are two parallel dimensions that are being set up at the same time using Cern. These are going to, or I guess maybe separate. Maybe the instead of clashing, these are going to, separate. So the vanishing point, the rise of the invisible computer. For decades, computers have gotten smaller, more powerful, enabling huge scientific progress, but this can't go on forever. What happens when they stop shrinking? Okay, so here we are on The Guardian, the website. I'm just going to scroll through quickly so you guys can pause and read what you want to read. But like I said, I don't want to try to recreate the wheel here. If it's already written out and you can read and understand for yourself. So this right here, this self-driving car thing, I don't know if you know anything about it, but look it up. Autonomous cars will be disrupting a lot of jobs very, very soon. Here, IBM. We talked about IBM in the last video. I told you we looked at how it's pi upside down and backwards, and then they add the M, meaning 666 or 999, because W is 666, and so therefore M being W upside down would be 999. So 999 in your Roget thesaurus is evil. It means evil. Okay, so this is IB. evil. I be evil. I be 666. I be the beast, right? I be bad. Right here. Isn't it a coincidence that they chose to show IBM computer? Which you guys know the history of IBM being involved in the Holocaust and all of that stuff. That's the way that they were able to tag and tattoo the Jews. Hopefully you know about all of that. Here they're talking about quantum computing. If you guys don't know about quantum computing, you have to find out. If you have children, this will be their reality. Okay, if the Lord Jesus, until the Lord Yeshua Hamashiach comes and get us, until that happens, this is going to be their reality. So you need to know very fast what's going on. Quantum computers here, the D wave here, look it up, do your research, y'all. It is super important. Those are pretty much communicating with other dimensions to get information from demons. Look it up. Find out how it has to be cooled. It's so cold that it's colder than space in a quantum computer. What else is colder? You know, when you have a demon come into the room, it gets really cold, they say, right? Coincidence? I don't know. And if demons are not real, then why is Cern looking for life in other dimensions? Why are they trying to go to different dimensions and look for things if it doesn't exist? Come on now. Come on, y'all be trying to... That's what's so funny. People want to say that spiritual people or people who believe in God, that we're crazy and making it up. But then the scientists do the same thing. And they even give it spiritual names, like these tech people, technocrats. They're using words like evangelist and... they're using spiritual words to talk about their technology, but with them it's okay, right? If there's no demons, if there's no life anywhere else than what we can see with our eyes, what are they doing over there? Come on now. So here you can see the computers talking about decoding human speech, right? We talked about how the Father is pi and the Father is the alphabet. You know, what is speech, right? They're trying to decode God. They want to have us connected up. They want to have our phones connected, Internet of Things. They want our clothes connected, all of our machines connected, the smart cities, everything being completely connected in this Internet of Things. Do you guys understand? Your cars, your everything. It's a long article. I really hope you guys read it, especially if you don't know about this stuff, because I think it's a good summary of everything. So in general, there will be trillions of tiny chips scattered through every corner of the physical environment, making the world more comprehensible and more monitored than ever before. So that's what I was saying. It's going to be that web. We've talked about the web in Puss in Boots. We talked about the spider in the web and the Black Mirror. It's also in The Hobbit. I don't know if it's in Troll Hunters. There has to probably a spider somewhere. I'm not sure, but this spider is representing the one web, and the one web is you have all these satellites that are going to be all over the world connected, like making a grid, and then you have all of these computer chips and everything connected in smart cities, and all of your appliances and your clothes and everything just connected. Even if they want to put it in you as well eventually. And so every corner of the physical world is going to be on this intelligent grid. Okay? It is hell. It's prison. It's jail. They're going to lock it down. They're trying to keep their what we are considered their cows, their moo cows, their food, their meat. They don't want us to get away. They're trying to lock it down. Okay, so we talked about this ring, okay, how I found the ring when I started talking about Lord of the Rings and everything. First thing I noticed was the marking, the 14 markings. And then I was like, isn't it strange that it's a pinky ring? You know? Because the Lord of the Ring is a regular ring. It's not a pinky ring. So I was like, wow, that's funny. And in this TV show I'm about to show you really quickly, he also has a pinky ring, and the character that has the pinky ring is representing Yahushua. Okay, I'm going to show you that. And also, I just wanted to show you what a pinky ring means. At times, pinky rings have been worn with the intent to convey a message or indicate affiliation. So this, and it's the fifth finger, 5 groups. So for me, this is really a sign from the Most High Father, like the signet ring in Haggai. And I've had even more confirmation about that I'll talk about in the next video. So in what I'm about to show you, I'm gonna break it down, and in there you're going to see Cern in the TV show I'm about to show you, the legends, right? It doesn't look like this, but it's a representation of it. So I'm just pointing it out to you now, so when you see it, you recognize it. This is Cern, the Cern Collider. If you don't know what it is, look it up. This is how they are going to create or separate the dimensions, or time travel, manipulate time, try to change the laws. This is how they're going to do it with this machine right here, okay? And I know Cern is not the only one, so it doesn't have to be literally Cern, but that technology. All right. I just wanted to show you this because I didn't do it on purpose. This line, I got this line in 2016. And I have it also for 2017, and I didn't know what it meant. A space of time and age where? That's what it says. And so for the longest time, I was like, maybe it means like the meeting place of, because you see it says leading posterity. Okay, let's read the whole line. Annulment, setting aside, expand, majestic, eminence, glorious, honorable, lamentation, leading posterity, a space of time, age where. So I was thinking, oh, what it means is, because at that time I was more on a physical, there's going to be an earthquake, a volcano, a nuclear war, a terror attack, there's going to be some kind of physical danger, and we, the body of Christ, are going to have to go to a safe place. Like we're all going to have to go to Argentina, like I was thinking more like that. So I was waiting for the Holy Father to give me a word about where we're supposed to physically go, and when we're supposed to go. That's what I was expecting. And then he gave me this message I'm giving you now about the secret meeting place, when he said to me, Vini, 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 Vini. And that whole dream, you guys remember that dream where he was saying, come, come, right? Come, my friends, come. And I told you about the flying, and when you control your breathing, you go into another dimension, right? So that is the message of a space of time and where we're to go, and to lead the posterity to this place. That's what I understand now. That's how these letter lines work. I mean, really, it's like you can read them, but until you live it, you don't really understand what it really means. And it can mean more than one thing. Like red, if I say red, red can mean so many things if it doesn't have a context, right? So that's why we have the letter lines, to try to put context to things, to understand his holy letters better, okay? So here, this is not definite, this is just what I wrote for the moment, and whatever. But now I'm understanding better. I can go back and rewrite this, but it's just something that develops more and more and more every day. So it's not going to be ready for a while, guys. On my website, though, Wakefulness Theology, the ones that I feel are ready enough for the moment are on my website. So you click here, the Holy Living Letter Lines. And then you have some, but you just scroll down and you see search, and you put whatever number you want. And then if I have the letter line there, it'll pop up, right? So then you just click, and then you have what I have for the moment about that letter line. And it's going to be developed. I'm going to put, like, I'll do one video for each letter line. So it might be a 10-minute video explaining letter line 1. And then I'll put a commentary from other people and experiences from other people, and try to make it like a real website, like Strong's or something like that. But you can see it's going to take me a long time to get there. So just, but in the meantime, I'm publishing little bit by little bit. Okay, so this letter line is something I've been dealing with for a long time. And I realized it was letter line 115. And then I realized that the episode I'm about to show you is season 1, episode 15. There is no coincidence. There is none. None in the universe. So this is the TV show, the Legends of Tomorrow. You see right here, season 1, episode 15. It's the meeting place, guys. I am telling you the truth. The Most High Father, Yeshua Hamashiach, has taught me this and showed me this, and he has told me to tell you this, okay? There is a real meeting place, and we have to learn how to get to the wilderness. It's not something that you're not just gonna, it's a spiritual development that gets you there, okay? And then you have the false meeting place, all right? When I say spiritual development to get you there, it's like learning to swim or something. I guess you can just jump in the water and, like almost drowned. But you guys don't want to do that. You don't want to at the last minute jump in the water and, you want to be able to swim. So to learn to swim, you have to learn how to breathe. You have to learn how to move. You have to learn how to feel comfortable in the water. So we have this time to practice those spiritual things to be ready for our Lord and Savior, Yeshua Hamashiach's return. Amen. And to go see him when it's time to escape. We have to go to the wilderness. We have to go to the wilderness. Okay, so this is the first picture of the that I took, and it's when this is the captain. He says, "I choose you 8." So 8 is what tipped me off, because I just showed you the video talking about 8 represents time travel. Okay, so, and he says, so he came and he showed them, he just showed us the entire world in flames. So pretty much the world is destroyed in the future, and he comes to them and asks for their help. Fire is going to burn through the church. You know about the destruction and all of the things that are coming. Okay, so here we go with the vanishing point. I've already explained to you guys what it is, and in this episode, you should see the episode. You should see the show, actually. It's not that bad, but the vanishing point, here it is. They're in jail. They're imprisoned in this matrix that I told you about, which is the Internet of Things and the Oculus and the smart ID and all of the things, the technological innovations they're going to bring on us to imprison us here. And so he's talking to the head of the Time Masters. And so Vandal Savage is the evil guy they're trying to assassinate. And he finds out that the Time Masters are actually helping Vandal Savage to take over the world. So he has been deceived. And then this is the Time Master, and he says, "Is my view of the timeline reaches further?" So he says he can see further than the other guy can. Without Savage to unite the world under a singular ruler. So that's what the other guy is saying, the Time Master. So pretty much, let me just explain this. They've been trying to assassinate Savage is his name, the evil. He's like the Hitler of the future. And it turns out the Time Masters are helping him, because if he doesn't take over the world, then an alien race is going to come and destroy the world or something like that. So having him rule the world is a lesser evil, I guess. And because they can see the timeline, they can see the eventuality. So they are like quote unquote gods, the artificial gods we were talking about in the last video. So this is really funny. If you have Roger Thesaurus, look this up, 362, and you will see that it means irresolution. And then 263 means formlessness. And so you guys know I have the dictionary. So I'm just going to put up on the screen what it means in the dictionary, those 2 words. And for the most part, it means that he doesn't understand the bigger picture, which is true. That's how Wakefulness Theology gives you a clearer vision of what you're seeing with your spirit man, because you can already discern what I'm telling you. But then when you have this holy letter right here, it confirms that the character in this TV show does not understand the big picture. Look at it. Friends, sisters and brothers, saints, sons of the Most High, look at it. It's here. So this is when he's explaining that they are helping Savage as the lesser evil. And this is when the Time Master is showing him what would become of the whole world if Savage did not take over the world. And then he's explaining, because the extraterrestrials, I guess they come from the planet Thanagar. Now, I know this is code for something. I don't have the ability or the time to decode that right now, but maybe one of you can. It's in code. This right here, 561, when you look that up in Roche Thesaurus, it says posterity, and then 165. You have to go front ways and back ways, because I explained to you guys the last time. In the spirit world, things are not, everything is turned backwards and upside down here on this planet. So 165, leading. So it is literally the leading posterity letter line that I showed you guys a few minutes ago. And I'm just realizing this now. So I'll put it up on the screen so you can see the 561 leading posterity. It's right here. Tell me I'm making this up. Tell me I'm making this up. I can do this, can I? Am I really, I can do that? It's possible for me to do that. To make the numbers match the meaning of the TV show. This right here is the false meeting place where they will be trying to lead the saints. Bees in a trap. Bees in a trap. Gonna eat your soul. Just like in the Black Mirror. What is this place? So that's what the captain says. And then the time master says, our holy of holies. You know they don't use that word unless it's a cuss word. So when they use the word holy appropriately, you better clutch your pearls, okay? The Oculus viewing chamber. Oculus. Oculus is the name of it. I can't make this stuff up if I wanted to. Come on, y'all. The Oculus viewing chamber. Our most powerful window into the past, present, and future. What am I? I'm trying to put these pieces together for you, but I can't do it by myself. I need your help, guys. Work with me here. Time travel. Manipulating the time and the laws. Okay? Using the technology to create a false meeting place. Okay? And this is how they're doing it. They're using this technology to try to manipulate the time and the laws, just like it says in the Bible. How much clearer can that be? And it's happening now. You don't want to get trapped in this. The source of all our information is on the timeline. We're going to talk about the timeline. I'm going to take the technology timeline and do a comparison with the Bible, hidden Bible timeline at the end of this, so we can see that this is matching up. Okay, so if you're talking to your friends or family and they're like, yeah, you can show them the technology timeline and they're gonna pee their pants when they understand what's really going on. The Oculus not only gives us a window into time, the Oculus, but the ability to shape it as we see fit. They're just telling you. They're just telling you. They are just telling you, okay? We've been helping Vandal Savage consolidate his power. So this Vandal Savage character is the Prince of Persia, right? I'm giving him access to time travel. Boom shakalaka. Okay. We've been using the Oculus to manipulate us. They are using this technology to manipulate us. Clear, black and white, right here. You are looking at events as they will happen. Man, when you take it, when I say it this way, it sounds really clear, doesn't it? And then he goes, what about choice? What about free will? Now this is so tricky. Don't let Satan lie to you. Do not believe his lies. He is a liar and a murderer from the beginning. They want to always try to tell you that it's God who is trying to imprison us. God is free will. We have free will. I don't remember, I kind of remember choosing this, but I don't really have a human memory. I have a spiritual feeling of a memory of choosing this. But somewhere along the line, I chose this path. I could have said, no, I don't want to do this, but I gave my life over to Yeshua Hamashiach as my Lord and Savior. And this is what happens when you do that, okay? So you know. But that was my choice. Satan, on the other hand, when you go to a club and you dancing or whatever, you don't have to say with your mouth that you choose it. The spirits will jump in you and take you over and possess you and have you doing all kinds of crazy things without your permission. They manipulate us all the time, and they use underhanded tricks to trick us into getting our permission. But no, when you're dealing with the Most High Father, you have to confess with your mouth. You have to confess with your mouth out loud to someone else publicly that this is what you're doing, right? This is what you choose. With the evil one, no. They will trick you and use you and abuse you and lock you up and throw away the key. So when you're talking about who has free choice, it is with the Father, not with that lion. Okay. Second point, inside of us, in our nature, we don't like to be controlled. Anytime you try to obviously out and out control a human, we will rebel. That's why you had apartheid, that when it was, or slavery, any kind of, but I'm just going to say apartheid. When it was obvious, we fought against it, and then they got rid of it. And so now things in South Africa are worse than they were before with apartheid, but now you can't fight because there's nothing visible about the oppression. The oppression is still there, and even worse, but it's invisible, right? Humans, our nature is to fight against oppression. And so in this show, he's starting to realize that he's been manipulated, bamboozled, led astray, like I said in the last video. And he's, mad about that, which makes sense. But I think because we're manipulated, humans think that Satan has lied to humans and made us think that God is the one that is trying to enslave us and that he is freedom. And so that's why so many people are rebelling against God, because they don't want to be in what they consider some kind of slavery, but they don't get it. It is freedom. I had this conversation with a friend not long ago, just a couple of days ago. They were like, I'm free. You're not free because you have to get on your knees and pray or something. I'm free. And then we kept talking and they were like, well, I have trouble sleeping at night. And I was like, I don't. I go to sleep. I sleep real good. Real good. Matter of fact, sometimes I dream about heaven. Sometimes I take long walks on the beach and on the mountaintops with my Lord and Savior, Yeshua Hamashiach. I sleep real good. And that's when I told him, I was like, that's how you know you free. When you can sleep at night, you're free. Because that's your spirit. Your spirit is free. People get it twisted because they believe in these lies of Satan. I tell you, and I rebuke it in Yeshua Hamashiach's holy name. It is a lie. So if you want real freedom, it is the Father. And slavery is the other one. Make your choice. You got about, not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. So that's what he's flipping out about right here. And then he goes, illusions, the only place in the universe. So he's the Time Master is saying that at the vanishing point is the only place where you have free will. Lie. And that every place else outside of the vanishing point they can manipulate. Free will exists is here at the vanishing point, right? Lie. No matter what you do, it will happen, so you can't change it, right? So then he goes, no one controls me, which I understand that he's angry at the guy, because I feel that way too. I'm like, y'all, the evil system here, y'all not about to control me because I'm free, right? So I do understand that rage, but also be careful, because that is the same rage that people have against God when they believe the lie of Satan. So it cuts both ways, right? So this is very interesting. As soon as I heard it, my Ruach HaKodesh, I still have to practice saying her name, Ruach HaKodesh, was immediately made me understand that it was talking about the escape. So we're never going to be able to fly out of here. So you have this spaceship where they're traveling in. Their comrades have been imprisoned in the vanishing point, which we talked about the saints being imprisoned in the matrix, the IoT of things, the internet of things, the one web and all of that. And these are the two that are free. So one is representing Yahushua and the other is representing the woman of Revelation 12. Look, we're never going to be able to fly out of here. And remember, I think it was 2 videos ago, I was talking about Zechariah 4, 5, and 6, and when you fall off the mountain, why not fly? And the sister's dream, Sister Brooke. Do you guys remember all of that? Right here. Look how it comes together. Well, that's the beauty of having a time ship. So that's what I'm trying to do, guys. I'm trying to make you understand 8 and 8 is a duality. That is like a mirror reflection of something. A mirror reflection of something is a duality, okay? And that is represented by the goddess Janus, okay? The goddess Janus is representing this dual system of where you have the true meeting place and where you have the false meeting place, and they were reflecting each other, but they are not the same at all. One is an imitation, AI, and the other one is PI, pi, okay? These are going to be separated, okay? And so when we're talking about time travel, it's like I said, how it feels because we're going into another dimension. The wilderness is representing another dimension. That's how we talked about that in the dreams with Brother Rob. I had the dream with my dream was about the submarine. Brother Rob's dream, he had one about a submarine and one about a boat, and then a whole bunch of people just popped up. Like everybody was dreaming about boats and waters and submarines and all of that stuff at that time. You remember that? That's what this is representing right here. This is that spaceship, is that submarine, is that boat, is our escape to the wilderness. Are you with me? I pray that was clear. You don't have to fly anywhere. So I guess, I don't know, but it seems like there's going to be some people getting on a boat and going away. There's going to be some people who have to fly. Everybody, the 5 groups of the bridal army are all going to leave in different ways. We're not all going to leave the same way. It's not, sometimes in Christianity, we just making things like one big generic thing. Like we say Antichrist, but not really taking time to look at the 5 groups of Satan's army. Like we say the 144, but we're not taking into consideration the 5 groups of the bridal army. Everybody is different. And then we say rapture, and we're not taking into consideration the different ways that everyone has to go through this this process and escape. It's not the same. Some people are just gonna die, okay? You die and you go to heaven, and that's it. Some people are gonna go to the wilderness. Maybe there's different ways of getting to the wilderness. Some people, like the witnesses, and I think it's Revelation 13, I think, they go through some other kind of situation that I can't explain, but that's different, right? And then you have blah, blah, blah. So everybody's going to get out of this matrix in a different way. So some of us are going to be on a boat, and some of us are going to fly. I don't know who and how and why and what, but that's what I understand this is referring to. Now, this is very interesting. You see, he has this right here. He has a pinky ring, y'all. And he's tapping the pinky ring. Now, that was a whole part of this. And I'm thinking, why? Because there was no... I mean, I guess they did have a little conversation about what the thing represents, but I just thought it was, spiritually, I knew it was there for a different reason other than what the script says it's there for. Okay, so it got my attention. He's wearing the pinky ring. And then it says, why did you start wearing the pinky ring is what they're talking about anyways. And then he goes into explaining how it was a heist, and they had 3 weeks of planning, and it went wrong, and all I have to show for it is this ring. pretty much. Now, this character right here represents Yahushua, okay? And she represents the woman of Revelation 12. Your friends have time jumped away. So Yahushua and the bride, they have gone to safety. So I guess that would represent the wilderness. And these are some that are left here, the other groups, and then they come and rescue them, okay? Somebody order up a rescue. So to me, it sounds like Revelation 14, standing on the mountain to me. I don't know. You guys tell me if I'm making it up, but to me it seems very clear. Is it not what it is? And they have done in one episode the same thing that it took The Hobbit. It took them 3 movies to do it. And Troll Hunters, it took them I forget how many episodes, but that's a long season, 20-something episodes to do it. This TV show, the DC Legends of Tomorrow, they did that whole story in 1 episode. Okay, so here's Jesus to come to rescue us, maybe even our whole lives. So now they're on the ship and they're trying to figure out the manipulation has been determined by the Time Master. So everything has been manipulated by the authorities. So when you read, I talked in the last book about the Nag Hammadi scriptures, and they talk about the authorities, okay? And we are to bring down the authorities, the little spirits. And it's not that we have to do anything. We don't have to do anything. Just being here is upsetting the system, because we are not going to go along with their plans. Okay, so that's a problem. That is a clog in the machine, right? So they're talking about the deception and the manipulation of the authorities, the 5 groups of Satan's army, the leaders. This thing called the Oculus, which allows them not only to gaze into the future, but to engineer it. I don't know how to be more clear than that. Somebody please, if what I'm saying is not clear, please write it in the comment. And because I know it's complicated, but it's right here. They are engineering and manipulating the time and the laws, just like it says in the Bible, using the technology, the Oculus and Cern, to try to imprison us here in their fake matrix to keep us from going to the real meeting place, using time travel. I know it sounds crazy, but I didn't say it. They said it. The Bible says it. The letter lines say it. Yeshua Hamashiach, Ruach HaKodesh said it. And we are playing out the script even now. Amen. The timeline, the hidden timeline in the Bible, the letter lines in your name, everything is laid out. Everything is laid out. It's a script. It's a script. Okay? You're either following the Most High script or you're following Satan's script. Either Holy Yahushua will reprogram you or Satan will. And we are playing out that script even now. Then we need to do what they don't want. Amen? When I'm talking about, because I feel led to be more specific when I say spiritual war, because I know they're going to try to come at me all kinds of crazy, because I see TV shows where they're already starting the propaganda with the Christians and religion and stuff. Look, it's very simple. Don't buy an Oculus. So, I mean, I got a cell phone, I'm on Facebook, I understand, but there's going to come a certain point where we're not going to be able to go any further. When you try to put anything into my body, no. Just no. So does that mean I can't buy and sell? Yeah, well, I guess I'm just not going to buy and sell. Just do not participate. Don't do what they want you to do. It's very simple. I don't have to make any effort to do nothing. Just don't do what they want you to do. Point. If the Oculus is what they're using to control us, then we need to destroy it. Well, that's not our job. Yahushua will deal with that when he comes back from Armageddon. But apparently we will be a part of that at some point, but that's outside of my jurisdiction at this point. To control our action doesn't work in the vanishing point. Okay, so most likely because the vanishing point itself exists outside of time, which, I mean, makes sense. When you really do your study about Cern and quantum computing and all of that, you do understand that we're talking about portals and other dimensions, and yeah, it gets pretty deep. Explain why we are able to escape. The sweet escape. Ooh, ooh. So, and why we might actually have a shot at destroying this thing. So, yes, but that has to do with, because I have to be very careful that you guys know I'm not talking about any kind of violence at all. This is all spiritual war. And which involves praying and fasting and following Yahushua and not being a part of the beast system, and helping to bring others out of the beast system. And this whole destroying of the thing will happen with Yahushua when he comes back and he's on the mountain and he calls us as his bridal army. And that's a long way away, and that is above my pay grade. So, but that's what it says right here. But I just got to be careful because I know people are going to be trying to lie on me in the future. So I just want to be clear. So the vanishing point, oculus wellspring. So this is what it looks like. And it's very obviously that's an eyeball, and it's an eyeball. It looks, you know what? I can see it. It's a dragon. Look, you got an eye right here, an eye right here. This is like some kind of, you know, eye, and then you have horns. So it could be a locust, which there's a lot of talk about the locust coming out of the Cern. I don't even know what that's about, but from the Bible. Here you got like kind of a, you know, the mouth is right here. You got the nose right here. So this is kind of like a face. You could see it as a dragon. You could see it as a locust. It could be an eyeball. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in there. And the fact that it's called the oculus, I don't need to go over that again. So the oculus is a massive temporal computer. Is this case not closed shut? Most likely powered by a scaled down supernova, Cern. Is only a matter of authority. So as I said, these people are representing what is called the authorities in the Nag Hammadi scriptures. And they're representing us, saying that they have the authority and we don't, but we know that is a lie because Satan is a liar. We actually have the authority in Yeshua Hamashiach's holy name. We do. Yes, and that's what I'm talking about, spiritual battle. That's what I'm talking about, having your authority, working with your angels, having a relationship, a personal relationship with the being who is Ruach HaKodesh, getting to know her, starting to be set apart and charging your spiritual energy, learning to breathe, learning to move, learning to wear that spiritual armor like every day. It's hard. I mean, when I say hard, I mean it's not like something you can just wake up and do. It's a muscle. So you do it like for 1 hour, then you do it for 2 hours, then you do it for 3 hours, then you do it for 1 day, then you can do it for 2 days, then you can do it for 2 weeks, and then you can do it for 1 month. You have to build this muscle. You have to build this relationship, right? So we don't want to wait till it's time to escape and then just be like, oh, trying to just jump in the water and doggy paddle. You need to know how to fly. Okay? So all of that just to say, they do not have the authority. They might have the title on this earth, but they do not have it. We have it. And when you practice those spiritual gifts, you can exercise it now, for the battle is in the spiritual realm right now, but about to come manifest. Okay, so we need to, be working daily on this. So this is just the sky shot from, so they want to destroy the oculus thing, the vanishing point, and you can just see from the top it's an eye. Of course, they love their eyes. That was something else about I. They always say I, like instead of I am, which we know is the Father, they want to say iPad, phone. So it's another way of usurping, trying to usurp God. It's right in front of our face. Excuse me. It's right in front of our face all the time. So this right here is what I said is the representation of Cern. Okay, without the Time Master's influence. So actually they're trying to destroy it, but someone has to stay there and hold the button, so they're gonna sacrifice themselves pretty much. And so this is what I said is representing the Cern collider. I'll show you the picture again so you can see. And this character is representing Jesus, and he is sacrificing himself to save us. Okay. And he's going to kiss the bride. Boom. And it's destroyed. So, am I making it up? Even the letters in the show confirm what I'm saying. You know, this stuff, this we need to build our spiritual eyes and our spiritual ears, and learning to speak always in Ruach HaKodesh, because it's everywhere. Almost, I don't want to say every TV show, but there's something in every TV show, even if it's just a little piece of it. It's something. The spirit world, the Holy Father, is speaking to us constantly. So that is the end of this part, guys. Here we have talked about the meeting place, and I hope that I have explained how it involves traveling to different dimensions. It involves, and that is the natural spiritual way that is going to happen with the Christ mind, and with Pi and Ruach HaKodesh. We will just naturally be called and able to go to the wilderness when it is time for us to escape. It is not something we have to do except continually prepare and follow Yahushua and keep our eyes and mind on him, and to develop our spiritual muscles, and this kind of natural progression that we're already doing. So that's fine. That is the real meeting place. But there is a false meeting place that is being built at the same time that involves the technology and Satan's army coming together and to deceive us and manipulate us and try to get us into a trap. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to tell, especially the young people and our brothers and sisters, we have to warn them against this, because this technology will keep you from being able to fly. Do you see what I mean? If you are saved and you have a relationship with God or whatever, this manipulation, this technology, we're going to talk about the tattoo dream that I had very soon and other things. It will chain you here. It will separate you from the Most High Father, and you will not be able to escape, and you will have to stay here all the way to the end. And I'm gonna tell you, it's really gonna get bad. You can think hell on earth. Okay, so we don't want our brothers and sisters to be stuck here. We want it to get to safety and meet in the wilderness and be safe. Okay, so I hope that was clear. You can go back and do a comparison of troll hunters, how they talk about the troll market, which represents the same kind of thing, but on the good side. So troll market here represents the real meeting place. The Hobbit, when he puts on the ring, that represents the real meeting place, and what I just showed you represents the false meeting place. Does that make sense, guys? I hope so. So next time we're going to talk even more about this ring, believe it or not. I don't want to give it away right now, but it was right after I had already did a video. Sister Nanya came out talking about Lord of the Rings and the Haggai verse, I lie to you not. So we're going to go into that to get more clarity on really what does this ring really represent, really what is going on here. And I'm going to try to put together, talk about Janus. I'm going to use Unplug to explain better Janus, and to explain how Janus, the Janus duality deception, is involved in these two meeting places that are about to open. Then at the end, I'm going to try to do the comparison with the timelines, the technology timeline and the hidden Bible timelines that Yahushua has shown me. So that's the end of this video. I hope it was clear. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's helpful. Please share these messages because we need to get the word out, okay? We need to get the word out. Time is short. And I pray that you're well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And talk to you soon. Mwah. Shalom, brothers and sisters.